I met the Dalai Lama in New York 6 years ago at a special time in my life. He is a beautiful celebrity icon for world peace leadership. The two main points I got out of his whole presentation, they remind me of my father so much, the way he talked. He said, we can focus on our differences or what we actually have in common and then build on that. This really describes the duality of the two different ways people think. There are two different paradigms. We know where focusing on our differences has gotten us, so I highly recommend focusing on what we actually have in common now more than ever. The other main concept the Dalai Lama had, which really impressed me, was the importance of starting as early as possible, in the very beginning, with children and parenting. He recalled his experience of having such a good family and especially having had such a wonderful, loving mother. Look at families, the way the world is. Those things make a big difference. The blessings of prenatal empowerment came as a gift, and I don't claim credit for it. Just like my father never claimed credit for the sodium-potassium pump because it was just a huge blessing to receive it. We know where it came from. And as far as I can tell, all the babies who have experienced the prenatal empowerment protocol, they have literally all been born with their eyes open, photographic memories, super smart, super healthy. The health, beauty, and brains have always gone together. Parents who have had amazing children like this in our past history, many of them have been in harmony with the principles, practicing the principles without being so aware of them, just by doing their best to be the best person they can be. But we have still been shown how our new processes make it possible for everyone to take things to a completely new level. For one thing, we're proactively turning on the endocrine glands every night in the womb, which are responsible for every developmental stage a baby goes through while they're in the womb. There's a special way that we add to that. Without saying too much right now, I teach people how to maximize our abilities on a conscious and subconscious level, ways that are simple yet revolutionary. The prenatal empowerment protocol is considered to be the most powerful form of education ever known. It's interesting that Ezra means scribe, and I am a scribe for human software and hardware. And these babies have all been born with photographic memories, super health, and intelligence. What does that mean socially? It means peace. What does it mean economically? Prosperity. It's being made possible for everybody. I've not turned anybody away due to financial circumstances alone. This is just one good example of what some of the new solutions are for the next realm we're entering. Some of the blessings that will be shared with those who are one in heart, one in mind. And the following system has been time test proven over the past 40 years with thousands and thousands of people all over the world. I've demonstrated the instant health data transfer, also known as instant mass healing, the way I do it, on 1,000 people all at the same time. By that time, I'd already been doing it for so many years, I already knew what was going to happen. Here are some of the live classes being taught. Most of these classes are also available online, although I recommend live as the best possible way to experience them if you can. The Zero Disease class is a solid 2 hours of highly refined and beautifully presented material, as those of you who have experienced it know. It's our prerequisite before people experience this one or any other class that follows. We introduce it as a prerequisite to everything else because it lays a good foundation to build on. Both the Zero Disease and Laws of Empowerment, which is this class, are available online and as a webinar. I have not turned people away due to financial circumstances alone. I give a lot. I just ask that you please remember to give back so you can better understand that reciprocation is one of the laws of empowerment. All the next classes are teaching the practical application of techniques where we're actually doing it. Next is Race for the Truth and Discover Power. Race for the Truth is so much fun, the most fun event. It integrates the teachings of how to purify and heal the body while bouncing on mini trampolines if possible. Aside from bouncing to activate lymphatics, the deep breathing and directed thought process can also be applied in bed or sitting in a chair if necessary. Through this class, you'll experience how fun healing can be, and you'll begin to build the basic foundation of self-healing. You'll begin to learn how to turn on your endocrine glands, on or off a mini trampoline. We consider this as the single most powerful type of healing technology we have ever experienced, even in its basic form as it is in this class. It doesn't replace any other techniques. One truth doesn't replace another. They empower each other, and so do our techniques. When I do live classes, we usually do the Race for the Truth and Discover Power classes back to back, which ends up only taking a 2-hour block of time in our schedules. But most importantly, people like doing them together because of the flow and overall experience everyone has. They are dynamically different, meaning highly supportive of each other. We have developed this technology out in the most advanced way we know of, which makes it the most powerful to experience, which you'll begin to experience at the next class. Discover Power. It's also nice for people to take more time in a highly guided meditation and discover more on a conscious level the kind of data transferred with the instant health data transfer, which they instantly experience with the live instant mass healing demonstration. For those who complete the whole series of classes live, we usually add options of learning how you can do the instant health data transfer yourself, and those who experience it live will understand why it's so important to come to the live classes. Another note on the Discover Power class, when we do it live, we also throw in another bonus experience on the tail end that makes it a quantum universal healing activation meditation, usually unscripted and not available any other way but live. Race for the Truth is also available online. Discover Your Power Plants, the series, since it's a meditation, it's available online in audio form, which in some ways gives more than what we cover live because each of the different ways we can personalize it take more time to experience. We could stop right there, and how many of you are ready to experience this class? Now for the big day. 13 Power Heal modules, which can be experienced live in one very full 8-hour day. These teach basic and many advanced laying on of hands, hands-on power heal techniques. We actually cover the whole body from head to toe multiple ways. There isn't any part of the body that we don't teach you how to target. Here's where we've shown the principles in a step-by-step process, and you can also experience this live. If you do this with a good group of people, you'll witness many things happen that you can't experience from reading any literature, listening to any audio, or watching any videos, because you'll be part of other people's experience live. I've been doing this for a long time, but every time I see people, it's a different problem with different people, even if some of the problems have been called by the same name. You'll have to experience it to really know what I'm talking about. We did bring a wonderful live group into a television studio with 3 professional cameras, recorded it all live, which turned out fabulous. So this is all available online. We cover deep breathing techniques, smashed fingers, broken bones, scrapes, cuts and burns, lymphatic system checkup, head and neck aches, brain and eyes, injured shoulders, hips and sciatic pain, the spine elevator and spine escalator technique, knees. We have many success stories you've never heard of. And what was said about my knee 24 years ago My doctor told me it would be impossible to reattach my PCL without surgery, and I went and did it 24 years ago. The technique that produces and transports adult stem cells, that's also part of the Discover Your Power Plants, the series, on audio in a basic form, but I have a brand new, more advanced way of doing it now, with all the things I've experienced, even over the past 5 years, and especially last year, what was added as newly developed material that I can now teach live. It can also be available online and as a webinar. Sometimes people who attend the live classes in person get a preview of a new technique that we haven't even talked about yet, because it's brand new stuff, and also because that's just how the live training can be sometimes. With the knees, we've even had several people where they've been bone on bone. Within 2 weeks or 2 months, say they went back to their doctor to have them check it out because there was no more pain, even when they were bone on bone. And we've seen doctors say, well, the cartilage is growing back. Pain is lack of oxygen, so it's easier for people to see pain relief. It can take longer to actually regenerate it. The ankles, feet, and Achilles tendon, edema, breast lumps and tumors, hernias and hiatal hernias, and other internal organs. A lot of this is just understanding muscles and cells. The main job of each muscle fiber is to either contract or relax. They're that simple. All muscle problems are because they're stuck in a contracted position, and it depends on the position of the sodium-potassium pump whether a muscle fiber is in a contracted or relaxed position. Since my father discovered the sodium-potassium pump and wrote the formulas for what turns it on and off, do you think we know how to teach you how to get your muscles to work again? And how to get the rest of the cells in your body working? In the beginning of the Laws of Empowerment, I said, life is made of systems, and each system has its laws. Well, your physical body is made up of systems, which ultimately are made up of cells. Since physiology is functionality, cellular physiology is the basis of all physiology. Are you with me? Our complete applied lymphology course also comes with a 261 question exam, open book, home study, where each question gives you the page number in the book, where to find the answers. You just look them up and write them down. Yet it's proven to be one of the fastest, easiest, and most effective ways in the world to learn. So if you do the live training and take the exam, you can qualify to be a certified lymphologist through Clarity University. There's also a new Certified Lymphology University event, abbreviated CLU, the University with a Clue, where when we find enough people who decide to do the full course, we can add yet another full 12-hour day where I walk the entire group, one question at a time, through the entire exam, and we don't leave anybody behind. If we do our full training, where we do all the events, including the CLU event, people will walk away with 2 different certifications in hand. We also have doctorate degrees that are available by qualification only, and depending on what area of research that you're involved with, the DL is a doctorate of lymphology, PMD is a doctorate of preventive medicine, THD is a doctorate of theology, and DD is a doctorate of divinity. Again, our doctorate programs are by qualification only and are specific to the area that you're qualified. If you're interested in one of the doctorate degrees, we'll be happy to talk to you about that after you become a certified lymphologist. Clarity University is interdenominational, meaning it has an integrated approach. We don't intend or pretend to be an umbrella for the kingdom of God, since it's much bigger than any of man's creations, any one church, involves many people, institutions, and organizations around the globe who are all doing their best. Some are more naturally able to apply the laws of empowerment without being consciously aware of it, just by the nature of the laws of how we develop. However, for those who would like to use our platform to further develop this type of leadership and empowerment material, we are friendly and supportive of all peoples. You're invited to obtain a certified lymphologist degree and then contact us about obtaining a doctorate of empowerment, a doctorate of divinity or theology. Our degrees are for an integrated approach. We invite all our future leaders to bring with them the greatest truths from their own lineages, as well as their personal experience and gifts. We don't care what lineage you're from. The love and other basic principles is what's important to us here. By now, you have a bigger sense of our mission to conquer disease and create world peace, regardless of race or religion. With God's help, we are humbly just one of the many organizations established with the purpose of helping to facilitate the kingdom of God on earth. This is the most powerful self-healing and empowerment program I know of. Congratulations for getting this far and reaching new levels of empowerment intelligence. Review this class over and over until you know it by heart. You never know when your life will depend on it. Same with the other materials. World events, including those that affect your local community, may be getting rougher before they get better. In emergencies, the people who are not yet empowered to heal themselves, they usually end up trusting someone in a white lab coat. And I'm not knocking emergency medicine. It's come a long way further than the rest of the medical profession, that's for sure. But remember that quote from Albert Einstein: "Intellectuals solve problems. Geniuses prevent them." We've seen amazingly powerful things happen with these techniques, even in emergency situations where I don't think I would even be alive today if I didn't know what to do when faced with vital emergency situations. So along with countless others, I'm my own walking success story. The knowledge within this program has saved my life more than once. It may save your life or the life of someone you love. If you can understand what we're doing here, the value of it all, it's priceless. Knowing how to heal any one of these body parts, any single part of our body, is worth the price of what we ask for the whole course. And if you need additional financing options, we have prepared to help you with that. The miracles are possible for you. Are you with me? The first time I taught this class to a live audience, I said at the end of it, everybody who experiences the next level of live classes, I know is going to get the complete course for sure, absolutely for sure. And they all did, that same weekend. If I come across as a bit confident, it's because of the kind of certainty that only comes with decades of experience in helping people. I doubt my life has been any easier than most people. Some events have been very serious. Some challenges have left me praying for days and days. Although you may find that hard to believe, I'm not perfect either. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. Let's do our best to formulate our lives primarily around our strengths in a way that we can just focus on shifting our weaknesses to our strengths. I do pray always, at least in my heart and on a subconscious level. And if you continue to experience the next live classes, you'll continue your understanding of exactly how. I may be way out of the box for some people. If I'm a bit much for you sometimes, please just do your best to understand where I'm coming from my heart. Please also understand that I have made myself vulnerable by sharing so much of what most people don't care to talk about. Much of this has been very personal and sacred to me. For many years, I did not know if I'd be the one to talk about it. Some of the information here is negative, and people don't like to hear bad news. With time and greater empowerment and greater support from each other, it gets easier, yes? Whatever happens next, I can rest easy at night knowing I've done my part to warn my neighbor and to arm them to defend themselves and to be empowered by what's coming down the pipe, not taken down by it. I've been shown where we are in the big scheme of things. I've been shown what's on the other side of it too, which is amazingly beautiful. I believe Martin Luther King Jr. was shown as well, because his description matches what I've seen so well. The celebration that happens worldwide after we do conquer disease and establish peace. We do transcend governments worldwide with love and understanding, true health, beauty, and peace, prosperity and empowerment. The kingdom of God is right here, right now. And I believe Martin Luther King Jr. was a prophet for his people. It appears to me that he was shown the future and that he also met God. He certainly got it right with his I have a dream speech and I've been to the mountaintop speech. Watch them on YouTube through the eyes of the laws of empowerment, and you'll see the true meaning of every word of his speech in a whole new glorious way.